Fred literally said last week, I wish there could be Bible study every night.
It would be extremely helpful because I swear, like Sunday or Monday, and you're right there and you've been hit, and you're like, man, I cannot wait till I get to Bible study Wednesday night.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Hi, I'm Ray Grijalba, and this is The Joy of the Faith. As you can see in this video, we'll watch clips from the Bible study I led this past spring, and I'll let the guys do the talking, so I'll let my brother John kick it off with how the Bible study motivated him to be more like Jesus.
Definitely my freshman year, like when Ray started leading these Bible studies, I think the coolest thing about Ray's studies is that, like, the whole point of our faith is obviously to make it to heaven. And how do you do that? You be as Christ-like as possible. I feel like most people don't challenge you in that way or even say that it's possible to be like Christ. Obviously not him, but be like him. And Ray's studies do. And for the first time ever my freshman year, I mean, it was awesome to learn all the things that I did. And it was crazy because it opened my eyes. Like, I can be more like Christ. Like, I can be better. Like, I feel like I'm pretty good, but I need to push myself to be better.
Now, that was pretty sweet, but you're about to watch the best part of the video. And I'll give you a hint. It talks about someone crying, so check it out.
Okay, so my favorite Bible study memory was actually at the end of Bible study. So it was the last study that we ever had. Actually, so this feeds into it. So our freshman year, Ray made like a bunch of like prayer booklets for all of us. It was awesome. Anyways, the funny thing was one of the guys who used to come, Ian, who runs track with Fred, he was like, man, Ray, you're really trying to get us to heaven. So I thought that was pretty cool that he said that. But, so at the very end of the study, I kind of got all the guys together and had them like write letters to Ray and stuff, like just in appreciation or whatever. At our last Bible study, I read that like to Ray. And then when I got to my part, and I'm not emotional at all.
At all. Literally, this man doesn't even smile.
Because I gotta say something.
He doesn't even smile during Bible study. You'd think he doesn't like Bible study.
That's not true. That's not true at all. No, that's not true at all. But in other situations, I am like that. But anyways, so I read Ray's part, the part that I wrote for Ray. And I had like the Bible verse in there that like Paul wrote. I fought the good fight. I've run the race. You know, because, like, Ray was just finishing up. Like, we didn't think he was ever going to lead another Bible study. And, like, he had made such a huge impact on so many people's lives. And, like, we appreciated it so much. And so, like, I was really – I honestly, I couldn't even read it. I just started crying in front of, like, 20 other guys. Then I would try to say a word, and I would just keep crying. And, like, I couldn't say it. And it was, like – and it's a bunch of guys, so, like, no one comforted me except for Ray. Like, he came and put his arm around me. But everyone else was just, like –
Fred was crying, too.
No,
I'm just kidding.
But anyways, like – for me, that was my favorite moment because it was just like, you know, I never really have moments like that ever. But it just like showed that like I couldn't even show like my Thanksgiving and appreciation. And again, like, yeah, it just sounds like we're making Ray sound like the greatest guy ever. But it's because like Christ is working like through him. And he is awesome. But it's because Ray's like open to that, you know, like. And when we're open to Christ, like he will shine through so much to us that he will make us cry even when we don't cry like ever. And that's what happened to me. So that was definitely my favorite memory.
Yeah, that was actually my favorite memory, too. So I did, when you think about it, like, it'll probably be something that I remember on my deathbed. That was amazing, right? Thanks for sharing, John. Now we'll look into Cody, who isn't Catholic, so it'll be interesting to see what he has to say.
I've always kind of heard, that if you can't sleep at night, that's God telling you that you should talk to him.
Wow.
And every time I pray, it's like 5 minutes later, it's like taking NyQuil. I'm out. So... those are some things that I've really noticed over the past 12 weeks, and I really encourage anyone watching to invest some time into getting to know others around you that are as invested in the faith as you are or want to be.
Yeah,
it's a constant journey. It's a push. It's not easy, but it's really rewarding to see how God treats you and the situations you find yourself in. That's something I've really noticed over the past 12 weeks. It's changed my life.
As you can see, Cody's prayer life improved dramatically, which is pretty legit. Now we'll look into Fred, who was part of the OG3. Fred, John, and myself. The first three people that showed up at Bible study.
There we go, Fred. Let's get it. Let's get it.
All right, we got the OG3 right here.
Like, Ray won't shy away, and any of us won't shy away from just presenting that truth about everything. Even if it's a weird Bible verse, just presenting that truth about it.
Yeah, we have some weird ones, right? Talking about this tonight.
Exactly. The truth about the situation. And it always, like, stirs something up in you. Like Cody was saying, like, it's just so real that it's, like, it forces you to really rethink what you're doing in your life. Really, like, face, whatever you're facing and come at it with honesty and say, okay, am I really doing all that I can? Have I really, exhausted all of my options? Are there more options that I can exhaust?
And that's what the Bible's there for us to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
To help us grow.
Absolutely.
That's why it's the Word of God. But I remember in our Bible study when we'd watch The Passion, and I turned it off, and Fred and I were always the ones that had tears in our eyes. And I was like, my sensitive boy right here, right?
It's so sad, but it's so awesome too.
Yeah, I know, because you see what he went through for us. But my favorite thing was I'd always call John and be like, so John, what'd you think? He was like, it was really good. He was like, yeah, I was talking to Fred, and Fred would be like, man, these Bible studies saving my life, saving my soul, and stuff like that. And I always loved hearing that, right, Fred?
Yeah, man.
And finally, Charlie will show us his mind-blown expression, which he did many times in Bible studies, because I guess his mind was blown.
Yes, mind blown. This is it. Yes. Look out, sorry. The men, they make the study. But also, what the study is about. It's about the man. It's about Jesus. It's about God.
Dang.
Mind blown?
Shots fired.
Press down.
But, it's true. You can't get that any other way. I'm thinking about, Jim Gaffigan when he says, Catholics get spark notes for the Bible. Yeah, I think that's what I grew up with. Before college, that is what I knew. Coming to a Bible study like this, and now, I'm trying to, read chapters of, the gospel. Get up and just read it. Just look at it. Just familiarize yourself with it. When you go and you look for that, you find truth because you're reading truth.
The guys pretty much said it all, so I encourage you to find or start a Bible study in your area. God love you.